7 years plus of seeing these reports catalogued in the British media, you can intone the list of towns in which these scandals have taken place if you're keen to sort of distract attention from the victims and focus it instead upon the culprits. But the list is long. And how do we know how long the list is? Because it's been reported in the so-called mainstream media. On this programme for 7.5 years, with the very reluctant conclusion that there was a cultural explanation for the behaviour of this man. If you're kind enough to listen on a regular basis, you'll know the moment that I think I cracked it. That confidence of saying that there is something cultural about this crime or about these men's attitudes to this crime. And it was when I suggested to you that someone you know or work with got into your car and told you about a 14-year-old girl that they had successfully groomed and plied with fear and drugs and drink to such a degree that she was now under the illusion that she was your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and out of some sort of warped sense of loyalty to you, she was prepared to have sex with, which of course means she was going to be raped by all of your friends. And you say to your mate, you say, I'm in this situation with this girl. Do you want in? And I presume, and I have to say that my faith in humanity is not what it was 7.5 years ago. A variety of stories, most notably the Grenfell Tower tragedy, have brought home to me in unavoidable terms just how many people revel in being vile, callous and obnoxious. But I presumed that you, like me, would, if presented with that sort of scenario, knock your friend out, frankly, and then phone the police. What is clear from these stories about nighttime economies in towns like Rotherham and Rochdale and Telford is that these men are supremely confident that their mates or cousins or colleagues are not going to dob them in, are not going to knock them out, and are probably going to join in. And that is why I am, and have been for 7.5 years, supremely confident when I state that that is a cultural norm that I do not recognise, and another constituency within this country does recognise it. Now, to extrapolate from that, any notion that all men and women of Pakistani origin are misogynistic, medievalist rapists would be palpably absurd, but we live in palpably absurd times. To extrapolate from that there would be some sort of ideological requirement to rape children is palpably absurd, because we, of course, live in palpably absurd times. I'll explain. Is there a book that you could read, whether religious or otherwise, that would somehow make you more susceptible to raping 14-year-old girls than you are now? No, exactly, because such a thing does not exist. There is nothing that could make someone repulsed by the idea of raping a 14-year-old girl suddenly become at one with the idea or attracted to the notion by dint of reading some words written down on some paper. So that, of course, is immediately dealt with. Then you have this myth of underreporting. I mean, the rough number of recorded sexual offences against children in 2016 was 43,522. 43,522. Now, when is the last time you remember reading about child sex abuse among those 43,522 recorded cases that didn't involve British men of Pakistani origin? So it's actually, I would contend, although this isn't a bridge I'm prepared to die on, it's reported more than most other instances of this type of crime.